Everyone, this is Kevin Hodge, the Vision Mindset CEO. Banks love to tell you they have electronic consent systems. You click the checkbox, hit submit, and they claim they have your permission. Sounds simple, right? Wrong. These systems aren't just actually about consent. They're data collection systems disguised as consent forms, and today I'm going to break it down why that matters step by step and why this is just not a technicality. It could affect your credit, your privacy, and your legal rights. Most banks will say, we have your information, so we're good. But let's look at what actually happens. What the system collects: your name, address, SIN number, financial information, documentation that you click submit. But what it doesn't do is give permission to pull your consumer report, prove receipt of notice, satisfy compliance under Section 10, prove written instructions under Section 81B, verify your identity, meet secure electronic signature requirements. In short, what the banks call electronic consent is just an application submission, not proof of consent to access your consumer report. Here's the thing most banks don't understand. Section 20 requires either a specific mailing method or proof of receipt. Internal logs, not enough. Checkbox records, not enough. Download logs, not enough. We keep a copy in our database, absolutely not. The statute says notice must be sent, receipt must be provable. This is treated the same way as personal service, registered mail, or email with confirmation. You must prove the consumer actually received it. The critical flaw banks rely on: a bank might claim, we have internal records of the notice. But Section 20 doesn't say internal records. It says proof of receipt. To meet that standard, you need delivery confirmation, tracking, acknowledgement of reading, read receipt, electronic evidence of opening, a verifiable secure electronic signature. Think of it like a landlord saying, we kept your eviction notice in our drawer, so you're notified. Absolutely not. Most banks and lenders are calling the screen a consent form, letting users tick a checkbox, storing it internally, never proving delivery under Section 20D, never proving receipt, never using secure electronic signatures, never retaining an actual record of the notice sent, never authenticating ID, never claiming that this counts as written instructions, and it doesn't. This is a massive systemic compliance failure. Here's the distilled law. Section 20 requires notice to be delivered using a permitted method, and electronic delivery is used. The sender must prove receipt. Internal records alone does not constitute as proof of delivery or receipt. Systems that just capture a checkbox or store data internally does not satisfy statutory requirements under the Consumer Reporting Act, a clear, airtight principle. Electronic consent systems without proof of receipt are legally invalid. So here's the big takeaway. Most banks aren't getting consent right. And there's not just a technical error, it's a legal one. So there's the behind the scenes, the BTS, the major change that affects millions of consumers. Thank me later.